Welcome back to Innovate 24. Today we're talking about something that every entrepreneur wrestles with: funding. How to get it, how to prepare for it, and how to tell your story in a way that makes lenders and investors lean in. In short, your funding roadmap. I'm Tiffany Opelt, Business Advisory Manager at Innovate 24, and I love helping make entrepreneurship accessible.
And I'm Stacey Wertz, also Business Advisory Manager here at Innovate 24. And I have to echo Tiffany's response. I often say I just want to provide the resources and tools that I wish my husband and I would have had years ago. And then we get to do that here at Innovate 24. We're here to help you build a strong and fundable business, something that's what lender can trust and investors can understand. All right, Tiffany, let's start off with a few questions that we often receive from entrepreneurs. Why does getting funding feel so intimidating?
The honest answer: because no one teaches us this stuff. Most people start a business because they're passionate or talented. So maybe they bake or weld or coach or farm, not because they love doing spreadsheets.
You're gonna tell me you didn't start Therapy just to sit behind a computer all day?
I sure did not.
So what you're telling me is when we have that roadmap, we understand what the next steps are and it feels less like a mystery. And oftentimes it makes our lenders feel less like a gatekeeper and turn more into our partners.
So let's talk about the first step: getting a clear picture of your business's financial health.
But if I'm new or small, do I really even have financials?
Yes, even if you're early, you do have numbers: revenue, expenses, margins, debt, and most importantly, cash flow.
Can you tell me which one the lender cares about the most?
Cash flow, because it tells them that you can keep your lights on and make your loan payments. It's your business's starting point and the baseline before you make any major moves.
What if my numbers aren't exactly perfect?
Yeah, they don't have to be perfect. They just have to be real and honest. Now let's talk about the 3 financial statements that make or break a funding request.
Tiffany, do I really have to have all 3?
Yes, Stacy, because they all tell a complete story. You're gonna have your income statement. This will tell you, are you profitable? You're gonna have your cash flow statement. Can you pay your bills? And your balance sheet. What do you own and what do you owe?
Which one, though, does the lender look at first?
So that's a trick question because they look at all 3 together. And if you don't have these yet, that's okay. That's literally why Innovate 24 exists.
Okay, one of my least favorite, but the break-even analysis. It helps us answer a powerful question. How much income do I actually need to cover all of my cost?
And entrepreneurs always ask, why does this matter to a lender? It's because it shows that you understand your business model. It shows you're not guessing, but you're planning. And it lets you say confidently, I know exactly how much revenue I need to stay healthy and how this loan helps me to get there.
And let's be honest, we see it all the time. Every business has their ups and downs. I talk about it in our own operation. There were several years, especially in the beginning, that we weren't profitable. We had cattle price change, input costs, or just weather, things that are out of our control. But thanks to all of that, we were able to kind of look back at our analysis and realize that we weren't flying blind, and we were able to explain why that year or years looked that way. And was it temporary? Was it structural? Or what changes did we need to make?
Exactly. And you could walk into a lender's office and say, here's what happened, here's why, and here's how we're pivoting. That's what lenders want. Not perfection, but understanding.
I think that's a big piece that we miss is they're not looking for the perfection.
Mm-hmm.
The breaking even gives us that clarity. It helps to see the story behind the numbers, and it helps you not only make, but also communicate those decisions.
Numbers matter, but your story is what makes people lean in. This is your hook or your elevator pitch, and how you pull someone, AKA your lenders and investors, into caring about your business.
It's a struggle. It's a real struggle. And we get asked a lot, what do I even do? How do I share that story? And honestly, we just tell people keep it simple. So I'm gonna kind of use you here, okay?
Yeah, sure.
Tell us who you are.
So I'm Tiffany. I'm the owner of Therapy, which is a local pie bakery here in Manhattan. With background in culinary and hospitality and a love for connecting over really delicious pie, we create pie experiences that you can't get anywhere else.
That is true.
Yeah.
What problem have you been solving?
So Therapy solves the problem of a lack of truly delicious pies in Manhattan. When I did my market research, I was shocked by the inability to consistently find great pie on any bakery menu in town.
So you went through all these changes. How did you know now was the right time for that funding?
So I knew that to be able to scale and truly serve Manhattan and surrounding areas, these pies that I'm so passionate about, I needed to be in a licensed kitchen and I needed to be able to sell wholesale to get my product in more brick and mortars. That created a need for lending to cover the cost of a commercial kitchen build.
So you're telling me I don't have to make this story all fancy?
No, it doesn't have to sound fancy. It just needs to be clear and sound like yourself. It does not need to sound like AI wrote your story for you.
So recap, just keep it simple. Who you are, what problem are you trying to solve, and why is now the right time for you to get this funding?
So when I mentioned it was time for funding, that can be very overwhelming. I know it was for me, because not all money is the same. And you've got bank loans, microloans, grants, community lenders, investors, partnerships. It feels like the list goes on.
Yeah, you could say we both have had our fair share in the different worlds of funding.
Yes, I know I received an SBA loan through a bank, and I've also done microloans through places like Network Kansas.
That's actually something I feel like we all complement each other well, because I did not know a lot of that funding even existed until I started here. And I've done a lot of different types of funding through USDA for our farm, ranch, and agribusiness that also partners with your local lenders and government level. And then Stephanie has so much expertise in all the different types of funding, and thank goodness on grants as well.
Yes, yes. And so that is where we step in, to help you identify your needs and help you make sure that we match you with the appropriate type of funding.
Okay, Tiffany, you know how passionate I am about this one. So, relationship building. It is truly one of the most overlooked yet most important parts of running your business. We're very fortunate at Innovate24 because the relationships we built over time allow us to connect entrepreneurs to the right resources, partners, and funding opportunities. Funding is not just a one-time transaction. It's a relationship, and the stronger your network, the better your business.
Absolutely. And the earlier you start building those relationships, the better. Lenders want to work with people who communicate and follow through and ask questions early. It's all about being proactive versus reactive. They are the experts in the field, so you want their input early and not only in the later stages of the funding process.
Couldn't agree more. A lesson I learned the hard way, quite honestly. Yeah.
So today we walked through your entire funding roadmap, from your financial health, your loan assumptions, the big three, those financial statements, your break-even analysis, and even the storytelling that are all so important in you choosing your right funding structure.
And please remember, we're available for one-on-one support. We want to help you build something strong, fundable, and most importantly, sustainable. Also, we recognize that time is your most valuable resource. Thank you for spending it with us.
And a huge thank you to our sponsors who support Innovate24 and those that we serve.